Welcome back to AM2R. We got a lot of jogging to do. Let's get out of here. Yeah, all those mining tunnels that we dug around in and had to dive through and morph ball through and drive drills through. We have to run all the way back. Because the area that the earthquake has affected, it ain't anywhere near here. The area is not even set up very well for you to shine spark if you know what you're doing. I mean, if that little center block piece wasn't hanging out there, we could probably have done a shine spark straight up and had speed things up a little. Make speedruns of this game a little more feasible. Not that speedruns of this game aren't feasible. This may be a fan game, but this is still a Metroid game. Speedruns are very possible, very encouraged, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. So if we get all the way back around here, this is the lava that has disappeared. And here is where we can proceed. Those drill enemies are going to be the bane of our existence. They must be centipedes or something. But you can only really get a good shot on them if you have the wave beam. So if you skip the wave beam, tough luck. But even the wave beam's not enough. You sort of have to hit where their body is. You can't really aim at their chainsaws or something. You got a speed booster block there. So, just gotta do a quick shine spark. And we get some extra missiles. No trouble at all. It's honestly easier to wait for those drilling saw blade centipedes to retreat back and then just head back down. Yeah, not worth the effort. Quick unnecessary refill. But you do always want to save early, save often. You never know when a Metroid could be looking around the corner. Or if they're gonna get more powerful. I mean, we've been facing Gammas for a while now. It's about time for the Metroids to start bringing out their bigger guns. Their young adults. Their millennials, you might say. So you're not really supposed to know about it yet, because getting over here and figuring out that this wall is made up of speed booster blocks is not really something you can figure out until the lava has dropped. But if we get a shine spark, and don't get hit by the enemies on the way, let's try that again. Took too long. So you store the shine spark for about 5 seconds to answer that earlier question. And once you make it through, another missile tank. Wish I could get more supers. That super missiles were more readily available. And this room is a pain. With that enemy that you can't quite hit, and all of these beaks popping out of the ground. But we're officially in the next area, which boasts 6 Metroids, according to the scan. So let's head into this tower and see what we can find. Ominous. Despite the power being out, the save point does still function, and thank goodness for that, because we're going to be coming back to it a couple of times. A tricky room to navigate, but very doable nonetheless. And that thing I was saying before about millennial Metroids? Here it is. Say hello to the Zeta Metroid. This is when they really start upping their game and they really become bosses in their own right. See, discarding the exoskeleton marked the beginning of its adulthood. They're 20-somethings. So, as always, the Metroid's only vulnerable on its soft green underbelly. Hitting any other part is just going to have the missile bounce off, and it is tricky to get. If it's coming at you like that, if it's just walking straight towards you, it will just take a missile to the chest, preferably a super missile, but once you get its health down enough, it starts acting preventatively. It starts shooting out those claw swipes that will actually block missiles. It is a giant pain in the ass. Not to mention how it's pretty difficult to get out of its way once it starts jumping after you. You can try and hover above that poison spray, but it's difficult. The Metroids are not playing around anymore. It's already got me down to about half health, and that charge. Ooh. Oh. Damn it. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, pardon the interruption. We're back with a mostly full loadout, and hopefully we'll be able to handle the Zeta better this time. One thing to note is that there's not a lot of mercy invincibility in this game. You can see just him walking up against me caused him to hit me twice and take out a good 60 of my health. And we're already at the point where he's blocking super missiles like a dick. If alphas are dicks and gammas are impetuous, Zetas are just straight up bastards. Let's go with that. It's really easy to bounce off all of the spikes on the ceiling and the floor and then onto the Zeta's body and then get bounced again by the Zeta's body. Again, they have stepped up their game. They are really annoying to deal with, but very satisfying once they're taken down. Let's get the hell out of here and find the other Metroids. Hopefully they aren't all Zetas. I meant to do that? There's no benefit to getting in the acid this early. And it's just not worth trying to take out those enemies right now. The next beam upgrade we get will grab it handily, but as you might expect, it's sort of hidden behind that door, and we can't get through that door yet. Nothing we have can break a yellow door. Metroid veterans, you already know what will break a yellow door. So hidden in this sand layer is a gamma. I'm not really sure what the best strategy for handling him is, just making sure that he gets to a decent spot up above. You want to make sure that you try and trigger his electric beam attack, his lightning bolt arc, away from the ground, so that he doesn't leave you with no solid ground to stand on for the fight. But doing that can be difficult. let's make our way to the top of this tower. It's possible we'll be able to find something there. I like the sound effect for the wall kick. It's very satisfying. Hidden bomb area? Let's go check it out. And in a series of events that would make Deus Ex Human Revolution proud. We got quite the maze here, and there's an item hidden among it. It can be pretty difficult figuring out where it is you're supposed to go unless you just go along bombing everything. Which isn't a bad idea. I mean, it's not like you have a finite amount of bombs. Just roll through and bomb the crap out of everything. That's how you find most stuff. And over here is our next energy tank. Again, always nice to pick one of those up. Especially considering we're starting to hit the Zeta Metroids now, and those bastards can really take a toll on your health. You saw how much damage that first one did in my first bout with him, shall we say. So yeah, you can get those guys with the shields on from underneath if you shoot at them enough, but you have to shoot them a lot, and it's generally not worth it considering how many of them there are. Past this spike maze is yet another sandy layer, so that must mean another Gamma Metroid. Maybe we can get lucky with the supers this time, and yeah, there we go. It's like Dark Souls, right? You wait for the enemy to attack, expose their weakness, take advantage of it. What I'm saying is, this is the Dark Souls of the Metroid franchise. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Please keep watching. I didn't mean that. Convenient save point here, so that you don't always have to run back into the building to reload. And over here in this abandoned area is a difficult to see vent. And here we can find our next Zeta Metroid. You really want to try and keep your distance from them if at all possible, but it is difficult considering that they can keep up with Samus pretty well. Not to mention, once their health gets low enough, they could start blocking the supers you fire at them. Thankfully, we got enough supers in to take care of this guy pretty quickly. But yeah, with the Zetas, you generally want to try and get as far away from them as possible so you can turn around and unload onto their stomach while they're too busy reacting. They will throw out their missile-blocking claw wave beam thing as soon as you fire the missile. So if you fire it from far enough away, the missile will actually... The claw beam will actually dissipate before the missile gets there, and the missile will hit the Zeta in the stomach. But we're talking about it being, like, off-screen at that point. By comparison, with this amount of super missiles and our newly realized ability to just take advantage of right after they shoot their electric beam arc, Gammas are pretty simple. We still have one Metroid left. And it must be the one down here. Hopefully it's not another Zeta. Who am I kidding? It's a Zeta. But if we're sneaky enough, we can get the opening shot on him. Very satisfying. So So yeah, again, you want to stay as far away from the Zeta as possible. Admittedly, pulling that off can be pretty difficult, especially when he's right on your tail and is just stalking you. He turns around the second you jump over him. Sometimes there's just not a lot you can do. Sometimes you just get backed into a corner and knocked around like a pinball. And this is not Metroid Prime Pinball. Regardless, we got it, and that's the last of the Metroids that are sitting around the tower. And right on cue, there's our earthquake. Thankfully, we don't have to go very far to discover where this lava has receded, because it's down here. It's the lava around the tower. And there's a couple of points of interest, but first I accidentally shine Spark up this way, and, well, yeah. Shine Spark doesn't stop. It stops for no man, no creature, just walls, just ceilings. Thanks to the map, we can tell that there is actually an item up here. And the best way to get there is to spider ball off of the left wall. Just another missile tank, but you can never have too many missiles. Just want to get a good look at this statue here. You can really tell this was a Chozo ruin. Just let me get you out of the way. And you. And you. Come on, just all of you get out of the way so I can admire this architecture like an freshman art history major. It's a nice touch that it's showing these Chozo in their power armor and the kind of thing that Samus brings to combat. Because we always think of the Chozo power suit as being designed specifically for Samus, and I think hers was. So it's nice to see them on the native species every once in a while. Anyway, our next destination is past these very slowly opening doors. Nice, creepy remix of the Norfair theme, the Lower Norfair theme, going here. Thank goodness for the wave beam, right? If only we had a way to get rid of all of these bomb blocks at once. Into this vent we go. We're making our way further downward, below the tower. Not entirely sure what we're looking for just yet. You really want to pile on the beams against these guys. You don't exactly stun lock them, but it's better than trying to missile them, because missiles don't really work that well on them. We still can't deal with those shielded enemies yet, which is frustrating. Nice long elevator ride to take us even deeper into the planet's crust. Makes you wonder what was going on down here. I'm certain we'll find a scan to figure it out. Don't worry, we'll explore every available avenue in this place before long. Not entirely sure what these things are. Generators, maybe? Uh-huh. A power plant, that makes sense. And those pipes I was extremely critical of actually fueled the place. One of these has lost some structural integrity. And there's this item here that will do things to structural integrity. Unfortunately, the way we came in is locked. There's no other way. Samus, lay the bomb. So this right here is actually the game's escape sequence. I'm not saying it's the end of the game like most Metroids. This is actually a mid-game escape sequence. You don't have an actual timer, you just have that power cell temperature. You want to get the hell out of here before that reaches the maximum, because that's when everything blows up. Thankfully, a lot of enemies have cleared out, and some haven't. The tank prototype is a pretty quick mini-boss, as can be expected when you're a big enemy in the middle of an escape sequence in a Metroid game. He's really nothing to worry about. He has a lot of movable parts, destructible parts, but you just blow off his arm, blow off his treads so that he can't move very much anymore, and then just blow off his chest plate and shoot it till it dies. Oh, can't go that way. Not sure the game would allow us to save either, and regardless, saving right now is not the best idea. We needed to get a speed boost through that tunnel to destroy the top layer of blocks. And those blocks in the wall. That leads us back to the elevator. Which should not be safe to take in a situation like this. I'm just saying. Elevator safety, Samus. You probably would have been better off wall jumping up this shaft. I mean, it's not like a normal elevator. You can do that, Samus. It's not like normal people trapped in an elevator is what I mean. The doors are locking behind us, so thankfully there are no pickups item pickups on the way, so we didn't miss anything. Door we came through is destroyed, of course, so we have to go this way. I could swear that bar is climbing faster the further we go. Remember what I said earlier about being able to destroy all those bomb blocks at once? Yeah, that was satisfying. And we're just about oh, shit. Shit. Open. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Ow. That was a scripted event. The facility will always explode the second you reach these doors and the second one tries to open up. Your main inclination at this point may be to get the hell back to a save point so you can heal up to full, and that's not a bad inclination. But if we make our way back through the facility and into here, then we find a Chozo statue with an energy tank. So not only do we get all the energy we lost back, we get it all back and then some. Also, there's one more upgrade that you don't want to miss while you're here. Just requires another Shine Spark trick. And then you have to aim diagonally up while hanging on the right side of that. It's a bit tricky, and it's for a normal missile pack. It's not exactly worth it. I was just having a hell of a time trying to get up there. But in my defense, I did just get blown the fuck up. And blasted down to 5 health. again, that is scripted. You will always be blasted down to 5 health. And if you make it to those doors with time to spare, the power cell temperature bar will actually speed up and reach the end as you approach those doors. Well, that was a bit too much excitement if you ask me. So I'm just gonna save and call it here. And next time we'll see what avenues these power bombs have opened up for us. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. Good night, everybody.